3 lives, 1 king, 1 soldier, 1 woman, and a story about loyalty, marriage, power, and choices. Everyone knows the story of David and Bathsheba. But what if we've been telling the story too simply? Meet David, king of Israel, a warrior, a ruler, and a man whose greatest battles would not always be fought on a battlefield. Uriah was not an ordinary man. He was a loyal soldier, a brave warrior, and one of David's mighty men. While Uriah fought on distant battlefields, his young wife Bathsheba remained in Jerusalem. Then one evening, David rose from his bed and walked upon the roof of the king's house. And from there, he saw a woman. Some scholars point to Jewish law, which exempted a newly married man from war for a year. Did Uriah have a choice to remain home with Bathsheba? We simply don't know.
Who is that woman? She is Bathsheba, daughter of Eliam. She is the wife of Uriah the Hittite.
David had power. He had wealth. He had everything a king could reasonably desire. But desire asked a different question. Can I have it? Then came the secret David could not hide. Bathsheba was pregnant. David summoned Uriah from the battlefield, and the king gave him an opportunity. Go down to your house.
You have served me faithfully. Go down to your house and rest with your wife.
But why didn't Uriah choose to go home? Was serving his king and fighting battles more important than returning to his young wife? But Uriah refused. While God's army and his fellow soldiers were sleeping in the field, he would not go home to enjoy his own bed. When deception failed, David chose something darker. He wrote an order that would send Uriah to his death and placed it in Uriah's own hands. Uriah died on the battlefield. David thought the secret was buried with him, but heaven had not forgotten. Bathsheba mourned the husband she had lost. David drew near to comfort her, but behind his comfort was a secret only he knew. David had judged the rich man in Nathan's story, never realizing he was judging himself. Then Nathan looked at the king and declared, "You are the man." For the first time, the king had nothing to hide. David fell before God, weeping, confessing his sin, and pleading for mercy. David's story happened thousands of years ago. But the questions it raises about marriage, distance, and temptation remain with us today. Uriah fought for his king. Today, some fight for career, business, or ministry, and forget the person waiting at home. Paying the bills matters, but marriage needs more than provision. It needs presence, affection, conversation, and the feeling of being chosen. Sometimes we don't notice what we've stopped giving our spouse until someone else notices it. Protect your marriage before that happens. Uriah's absence may explain the circumstances, but it never excuses David. Another person's weakness never gives us permission to betray. Don't just provide for your family. Be present. Love the person waiting at home before distance becomes an invitation for someone else. Physical distance doesn't always break a bond. 2 hearts can remain deeply connected, even with thousands of miles between them.
I miss you too.
Others live under the same roof, yet their hearts have quietly drifted apart, close in distance, but worlds apart in connection. And when connection fades, distractions can quietly fill the space until what once held 2 hearts together begins to disappear. But some couples choose differently. Life tested them, yet through every season, they never stopped choosing each other. David, Uriah, and Bathsheba remind us that love requires more than desire, duty, or proximity. It requires choices, responsibility, and connection. Kingdoms rise and fall. Stories become history. But the choices we make in our homes can leave consequences long after we are gone.